You know what I'm saying? Coming with the black screen once again. Nobody do the black screen like me, because I want people to flat out understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes I don't want to distract you with all the fancy special effects and whatnot. And besides, I'm driving, so at the end of the day, I haven't fixed my car mount yet anyway for the phone, but I'm gonna try to take care of that today. I'm so busy, I don't even have time to do all that stuff. Nevertheless, just wanted to do a stream. I left a little bit early, so I'm gonna try to basically speak on this as much as I can. So I had a chance to listen to Sampson boxing, see sort of like be nice and pander a little bit, but then when a dude is just being completely disingenuous and just telling a flat out lie, it's gonna get to the point to where you're gonna lose your professionalism. And me myself, I was just listening to that interview, listening to that dude just flat out lie. From him saying that Terence Crawford isn't a draw and 90,000 people, so 90,000 people gonna come see Sebastian Fundora at Cowboy Stadium. Okay. Ugas at the time was more known than Sebastian Fundora, and they only could get like 37,000 up at Cowboy Stadium, not to mention that they gave away about 4,000 tickets. They comped 4,000 tickets. So just to hear that just was like very irritating. And you just get to the point, like you get tired of hearing this kind of stuff. Just listening to that dude sit up there and try to insult, you know what I'm saying, people who have common knowledge of boxing. Now, if you a dummy and don't really follow boxing, yeah, you would buy into that. But at the end of the day, there's always been this thing that people have used as an excuse on why people shouldn't fight Terence Crawford. Well, they keep saying, well, Terence Crawford can't sell versus this dude, can't sell versus that dude. He ain't a draw when it pertains to this dude. But these are the same people that say he should fight Jerome Boots Ennis. So you guys are not making no kind of sense. And I was very transparent, and then go listen to the stream that I did with my man Justin McRae. He broke it down too, trying to explain to you guys how this works. But just listening to him just flat out lie, because that's basically what he was doing. And now you're hearing this thing that Fundora may be out till November because something is wrong with his nose. Either his nose is broke or it isn't. Right now, it's April. May, June, July, August, September, October. No, so you basically saying that he can't fight for 7 months. Come on, man. Come on, man. Can we just stop it? They just trying to wait it out. And then he says, okay, well, we may be willing to do a Tim Tszyu rematch. Now, it's no indication on when Tim Tszyu will be ready to go. It really comes down to how quick that gash on his head heals. But at the end of the day, you would think with stitches and all that kind of stuff, when he gets, I don't know what type of stitches, if he got liquid stitches, if he got regular stitches, you got to think to yourself, okay, he at least out for like 3 months. Then in addition to possibly, get in shape, sign another fight. So if he's lucky, he could return in November, maybe December. It just really comes down to him and how quick he heals. But to hear this stuff about Terence Crawford don't have a fan-friendly style, that was just a complete lie. And that's what it was. And if I had been doing that interview, I would have just said, hey, dude, stop it. Stop it. And see, that's the problem when you do interviews with these CEOs and stuff, these promoters and these managers and stuff. A lot of times they try to insult your intelligence. They try to make you feel like you stupid, like you don't know what you talking about, and they will just give you a whole bunch of fake lip service and word salad that don't amount up to nothing. And just listening to that irritating interview, it was making me nauseous, and it was just disgusting to just see that dude sitting up here lying on Terence Crawford. But I've said this: if you don't think that there's this in-house conspiracy to freeze Terence Crawford out, then you sadly mistaken. But this has always been the overall plan. And this is exactly what's wrong with the PBC. This is exactly what's wrong with boxing as a whole. While you have these people wanting the promotional game bang and all this kind of stuff, I just want to see the best fights made. These people act like Sebastian Fundora versus Errol Spence is going to do 1.2 million pay-per-views. Errol Spence has yet to even touch 500,000 pay-per-views that didn't have Terence Crawford headlined with him. But Errol Spence is supposed to have this big following. He's supposed to have all these fans. He was supposed to be laying all the groundwork. Well, where was all these Errol Spence fans when he fought Terence Crawford? I was thinking this fight was going to do at least 1 million pay-per-views, and it did. They said at the most it did 750,000. But you was thinking that you was going to get better numbers because according to these Errol Spence fans, he's such a big draw and all this kind of stuff. But these dudes couldn't pull out their credit card on July 29th. They streamed it. They found any way they could to watch this fight for free, which debunked the whole thing about Errol Spence as this superstar. But it was debunked when he fought in Cowboy Stadium the last time, when he only had like 37,000 people there. And 4,000 of the tickets was comped. And they were selling tickets between the cheapest tickets were between $35 and $45. That place should have had at least 60, 70,000 people up in there. And we was under no restrictions because that was in, 2022. So it was no excuses. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if Mike Tyson and Jake Paul sell more tickets than Errol Spence and his last out in that Cowboy Stadium, something is seriously wrong with boxing, and I'm stuff. He'll take full credit. So Errol Spence better pray. He better pray that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul don't sell more than his last fight did. And I can't wait to see what Errol Spence fans' excuse gonna be if that fight out there. I want to see what they gonna say then. I want to see what you Errol Spence apologists gonna say if that fight outsells Errol Spence's last out in that Cowboy Stadium. Jake Paul ain't never fought at Cowboy Stadium. So what you gonna do? You gonna use ticket prices? Oh man. Oh well the tickets was like, okay, well cool. Cool. See, I'm the only one that's putting that out there. I'm the only, see how I bring new things and new discussion to the table? I bring new things and real discussion to the table. I don't talk about the same old like everybody else. But let's see. Because they always sit up here and try to ostracize Terence Crawford, and I'm just sick of it. And this is why I understand why some people dismiss the whole notion of being on code, the whole pro-black movement, because at the end of the day, we ain't on code, because you got a whole bunch of Negroes sitting up here dismissing and putting down, ostracizing another black man. But that Sampson dude, that dude just told a flat out lie. And it's just no other way to put it. He was just telling a bold-faced lie. So Fundora ain't gonna be ready, available to fight till at least November. It don't take that long for a broken nose. And I don't even think his nose was broke. And even if it was broke, I don't think you need to be out 7 months to recover from a broken nose. But this is what they do. These dudes, they come on these media outlets, the ones they very familiar with, that don't sit up there and basically grill them and ask them the tough questions. And then they just say a whole bunch of stuff that's just basically fraudulent. And it's a lie. You just be like, dude, are you kidding me? Did you really just say that? Did you really just say that? And when I heard, just go listen to the interview with the Boxing Boys. Just listen to that dude with Sampson Boxing just tell some bold-faced lies, and he all over the place. The reason why they would rather fight Errol Spence, the real reason why they would rather fight Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford, because Fundora believes that Errol Spence is a more winnable fight than Terence Crawford. But when I heard the dude say that Terence Crawford is an exciting fighter, dude, what are you talking about? Since this dude has came to welterweight, he stopped everybody in his path. He was the first dude to ever stop Sean Porter. He gave Errol Spence his first loss via stoppage. You name one boring fight that Terence Crawford has been in, and I'll wait. So when I heard him saying that, I just was like, this dude, they just don't want to make the fight because they feel that Terence Crawford is a real threat. And then they just want to stand in the way of achieving greatness. And this is why I don't respect the PBC, and I don't respect those people that run the PBC, because they don't keep it 100. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't respect Al Heyman and have issues with Al Heyman, because Al Heyman, he's the guy pulling the strings, but then Al Heyman doesn't make himself available to the media. He doesn't want to talk to the media. He refuses to do interviews with the media so we could get a clear understanding of what's too good to talk. But then every time you look around, his name is involved in anything pertaining to the BBC or people that's aligned with the BBC. So of course you're gonna have an issue. How are you going to get the truth or at least get an indication of what's going on when the dude that runs the joint, he won't make himself available to the media, won't answer any questions, and then he has a bunch of people like talk on his behalf, and then you have a bunch of morons who want to sit up here and act like they on the payroll and sit up here and defend him, and you get nothing out of it. And this is exactly what's wrong with boxing. All this stuff about Bud should go fight Jerron Boots and his wild Errol Spence, go fight him. Tell Errol Spence to go fight him. Since y'all believe in Errol Spence so much, since y'all believe that the Terence Crawford fight was a fluke, and I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to just give you guys a reality check. Some of you Errol Spence apologists, it don't matter if Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight at 147, 154, 160. Terence Crawford gonna beat Errol Spence's ass. He'll beat his ass at 154. He'll beat his ass at 160. Just like he beat the shit out of him at 147. Y'all really think that weight is really gonna make a difference? Y'all really believe that? And you really got people like trying to push that narrative and stuff. Because they fanboys. And they just put so much emphasis over the past 4 years on Errol Spence beat Terence Crawford today. Just can't accept the L. They don't want to admit the truth, and they'll just continue to put fake BS out and lie to themselves and lie to their followers. July 29th, the best man prevailed, and that was Terence Crawford. Ain't no rematch gonna happen, shouldn't happen. Nobody's interested in a rematch. It was a one-sided fight. It's not going to sell. You niggas didn't even buy the first. You niggas didn't even buy the first fight. But y'all was talking all this. Terence Crawford is the star. Man, I would have clowned Leonard Ellaby. I would have said, oh, well, you know, Errol Spence is a star, man. He's a star. I would have said, okay, well, how come y'all only sold 700,000 pay-per-views? If Errol Spence is a big star, how come y'all only sold 35,000? No, excuse me. Y'all didn't even sell that many. How come y'all only sold 32,000 tickets the last time he fought at Cowboy Stadium? If he's such a big star, if he had this big following, why didn't you do the numbers that Texas Ryan Garcia did? Ryan Garcia didn't have no damn belt. Tank was really a real champion. So ask yourself that question. But I already know that, you know, that Al Heyman be telling these dudes to say this stuff about Terence Crawford, but that's cool. It says a lot about Al Heyman. It says a lot about the PBC. Terence Crawford ain't never been part of the tribe. He's not part of the family. He's a threat to them. And they don't want him taking any more. They don't want Terence Crawford coming in there taking more belts from them. Unless he signs a long-term deal, and then they still not going to probably give him the fight that he wants. I mean, let's just be honest. Do you want to see Terence Crawford versus Charlo right now? Because nothing on the line. You would have been interested in a Terence Crawford Zoo fight if Zoo had won, because Zoo had the belts. But now you want to see him versus Fundora. But it's now, I want to see if these sanctioned bodies go give Fundora, you know, I want to see if they're going to give him the time linked like they gave other fighters. But they already said that, and that's another thing. The Sampson dude already said that, oh, well, we got the letter. We're going to begin the negotiations. Okay, so wait a minute. If you begin negotiations and you basically come to a deal, you mean to tell me that Terence Crawford versus Fundora is not going to happen until November? Make that make sense. So this is why I believe in all likelihood that he going to give up that WBO belt. And then miraculously, he's going to heal and he'll fight Errol Spence, probably by summer's end. I do not believe that it's going to take him till November to heal from, and then it's just going to prove how full of shit that the PBC is and everybody aligned with the PBC is, and it's going to prove to you guys once and for all that they've been ostracizing and freezing Terence Crawford out. Sorry to hit you guys with a reality check, but this is just the truth. I've been seeing this way too long, and I've been like going through this. Behind the scenes, this is what they say. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that Terence Crawford was never really in the plans for the PBC. They still trying to find a way to make Errol Spence versus Canelo. They still want to try to make that fight. So I can tell you right now that there will not be no Terence Crawford Errol Spence rematch. You didn't hear Errol Spence say, let's run it back. He was talking about, oh, I don't wait in line. You didn't hear him say, oh, I still want some get back. He backed out of the rematch. And these dudes can sit up here and lie and talk about what the sanctioned body's supposed to have said and all this kind of stuff. If it ain't, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't the WBO, which is a belt that the PBC really don't like to acknowledge, all those sanctioning bodies are, you know what I'm saying, in bed with the PBC. I mean, can we keep it 100? Can we keep it 100 here? Keep in mind, the PBC didn't even really want to acknowledge Terence Crawford's WBO belt. But I'm just telling you, listen, I can tell you guys now, I'm not dissing nobody. I don't have to do no 4-hour live stream. I don't have to do no 4-hour live stream, no 5-hour live stream, talking boxing, you know what I'm saying, making up stuff, arguing with people. I get real. I could do it in an hour's tops because I come with facts, and I'm out. You know, I'm actually out there. I'm actually out there in the field. Just got you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta ask yourself. Ask yourself this question. If there ain't no validity to what I've been saying, ask yourself this. Ask yourself this about Tim Beers. How come Tim Beers get credentialed for top rank events, matchroom events, but then all of a sudden they won't credential him for PBC events? They always say, oh, they don't have a spot for you and based off this. But I get, like I said before, and this is for you super pro-black niggas. Ask yourself this. When y'all gonna start calling them out saying, hey, why ain't y'all letting Tim Bennett in? Since y'all so pro-black, since y'all so power to the people. I just want somebody to explain. I just want somebody to explain that to me. I don't have no problem. Y'all seen me in Arizona? I apply for PBC fights all the time. And they always tell me no. Then they did that BS with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Then they did it again with David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Do I have an issue with the PBC? Is it personal? To a certain degree, yeah. I'm not gonna lie about that. But ask yourself this, and this is just real talk. Why do I get into every other event by other promotional companies except the PBC? Why are the white ran companies letting me in, but not the black ones? But you don't never have none of these super pro-black, stay woke, so-called channels putting that out there. Because they full of shit too. They can't keep it 100. So there you have it. But yeah, just listening to that baloney by Sampson boxing, like it was just very disingenuous and very disheartening to just hear a dude just tell a bold-faced lie. That dude was lying. That Sampson dude is a liar. And it's just no other way you could put it. That dude was just sitting up there lying. Now, you know, the Terence Crawford haters, they gonna sit up there and buy into that. Yeah, man, well, if you look, because at the end of the day, they fake too. They fake too. They fake too. Now, I want to know, when are they gonna release the numbers? Now, I want to see if Leonard Ellaby, a.k.a. Sir Nose, I want to see if Sir Nose go release the numbers. Well, I want to see what their pay-per-view numbers is. When they going to release their pay-per-view numbers. And I'm going to tell you right now that shit didn't do no 100,000 nothing. I know for a fact they comped a lot of tickets. Y'all got to understand, I have people that, you know what I'm saying, even if I don't get credentials, I have people there. And I know exactly what's going on. So I want to see what their numbers going to be, since Leonard Ellaby liked to keep track of Devin Haney's numbers, which he was lying. Man, I heard it only sold 50,000, which was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. I mean, it's now Tuesday, so I just want to know, when are they numbers coming out? When we go get the numbers for the PBC card on Amazon? Let me guess. They're gonna say, "Oh, we ain't releasing the numbers," but I could tell you it was very successful. Okay, if it was very successful, then okay, give us the numbers. Can we get the numbers, sir? Can we get the numbers? Can we get them damn numbers? I can tell you this much. I'll be surprised if that pay-per-view did more than 60,000. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'll be surprised if that pay-per-view did more than 60,000. Because I remember when they tried to lie and say that, that pay-per-view with the Charlo brothers did like 200,000, and that turned out to be cap. That it did like around 70,000. So I just want to see what their numbers gonna be. But I'm just telling you that right now. Just on a side note, they better pray that Jake Paul don't outsell Errol Spence. His first out in that Cowboy Stadium, if that bitch sells 70,000 tickets, that's gonna be a very bad look. But the excuses are gonna get made. But I'm putting that out there right now. Let's just wait and see what happens. Anyway, you guys, appreciate you. It's your boy Town. I'm out.